All right, so I got some inside stuff for you. It has been released, and I've been aware of it for some time, that a KRAUT, or KRAUT, he's a close friend of mine. He was recently doxxed and essentially swatted by BADEMPANADA, and I can tell you what I know. It's kind of interesting. BADEMPANADA, and we're going to go over all this. BADEMPANADA put a complaint out about. We're going to go over it, but that KRAUT was trying to dox him or dox him, hacked his stuff, got his Twitter accounts banned, had violent threats, and what he did is he hired some lawyers in Austria to file this complaint. What BADEMPANADA doesn't know, there's a law in Austria, and this is insane. I don't know how they do it, probably because there's no goddamn crime. Anybody can file a complaint on anybody in Austria, even outside the country. And everything has to be followed up. Every single complaint. It's not like the States where they can skip it. Every single complaint can be followed up, all right? But Austria has kind of a good sort of anti-doxing law, too. You have the right to know who put the complaint in, who they are, where they're from, and how it came about, all right? Despite what Mr. Douchebag is going to tell you, KRAUT met with the police, and this thing was immediately dismissed by the prosecutor. And if had BADEMPANADA been actually Austrian, he'd be looking at 4 years in prison, potentially. Because here's the thing, when you have a system in Austria where everything has to be investigated, the penalty for putting the police in a false investigation, and by the way, I know how far both KRAUT and the police had to drive to get together to get this whole thing straightened out. And I know he says at one point there was overwhelming evidence, or the evidence was compelling. No, there wasn't. It wasn't compelling. It was dismissed immediately upon talking to KRAUT. It was dismissed like that. That's how quick it was. So there was nothing compelling about it. It was dismissed under the guise that it had, the German translate it, no merit. So it's like, I don't think with prejudice falls in there. And yes, the police can dismiss stuff, and the prosecutor, like, out the door. So BADEMPANADA writes, KRAUT is currently going to claim I swatted him. He essentially did. In reality, I reported the Vienna police because he was openly posting on Twitter and how much he was stalking/doxing me for months, including the implication that he had hacked and was trying to hack my accounts. This is funny how he gets there. I had to spend much of the last 2 months going through legal documents and proceedings and court documents and bureaucratic crap and legal constellation and blah, 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 blah. I will never forget this guy for the asshole. And I happen to know, living a country over from KRAUT, that he did have to go through this. It's ironic and sad that someone has claimed for the last 6 months that I've been gang stalking them. And it's gone to the point of actually stalking, doxing me to the extent that he's doing that to me. I did not empathize. I didn't empathize this video. Emphasize this enough in my video. But KRAUT has a Discord server full of Argentine fascists. None of this is, of course, true. And by the way, if he was running in a group like that in Austria, I mean, a lot of the laws in Germany about they carry over. It's not going to happen. Ultra-Zionist, which you can be, who doxed for accident and tried to kill me in the past year. The server is entirely dedicated to doxing and stalking me, right? I'm sure KRAUT's in a server somewhere that's collecting the information and the doxes that he's done and the things that he's done. But you can see here that he's leading into the blood sports era thing when KRAUT basically had a server where he's collecting information, and he was a little too loose with it, and he might admit that now, and some people's personal information got there. But those holes have been filled since. So he's kind of leaning in. I think this is kind of aimed at the people that hated KRAUT prior, like the Medicare crowd. That's what they're trying to do here. Its users have been desperately trying to find anything and everything they can do with my personal. Thank God I had the foresight, never let anyone know an IRL feature in anything they ever uploaded. This is a guy that let you know when Willie was getting married, and claimed that his wife was a IDF plant with no evidence. That's my personal favorite.
Yeah, I really don't get why Bad Empanada is like complaining about fascists when
Yeah,
it's
I
like
mean,
I think
nobody.
he's a bigger Jew hater than
Yeah, no kidding.
the other guy.
I'm already taking action to ensure this behavior ceases, and this time I'm doing this decisively. What KRAUT is doing is forming groups to dox, stack, and harass me as an individual. I'm not aware of any evidence that he's doxed you. And apparently the evidence, what the Austrian police didn't find it that compelling either. It's something he's done many times before. And it's actually extremely illegal in Austria, which that's why they threw it right out the door. It was just a pain in the ass to meet up with everybody. Once they saw this shit, when the cops saw this, it's like, this guy's a nut. He may have trouble traveling in the EU in the future. I wouldn't be surprised. He could be, could not be. Who knows? Let's see if they.
From what I heard, he's on the run. He's currently in.
Well, I don't think coming to Central Europe's an option anymore. I don't. Because of this. Because the thing is, Austria takes this deadly serious. Austria's part of the EU. If the cops have to do absolutely every single complaint, a false report is serious fucking business. You are taking police right in. This is a garbage report. And it's already, by the way, update, it's dismissed. It's gone. Despite what he might tell you, it's gone. And it took shorter than we thought it would. I like the fucking law they have. If somebody fucking phones something in, if they call something, write something, you have the right to know who did it. I love that law.
I'm wondering if that's what he thinks the doxing that KRAUT is trying to do is the fact that Austria has this law that nobody else would know about unless you knew Austrian law.
I think he's gonna. I think that he lies like a propagandist, like a real propagandist. Like it's about winning. It's not like truth is so relative. It doesn't matter. So I don't really try to give him any sort of credit for ever telling the truth. It's actually extremely illegal in Austria, which I only learned now. I'm presently reaching out to a member of law in Austria in the process of criminally denouncing KRAUT. Well, that's it. It's over with. It's done. It didn't work. It is absolutely insane. His delusion regarding me, supposedly victimizing me, have come to this. I'd much rather not have to criminally denounce someone. What is criminal denouncement? He either broke a law or he didn't. If he was guilty of what you said that he did, he'd be arrested right now. He'd be facing charges. He'd been indicted. It seems to generally believe that I aim in communications with other bread tubers. You do work with other bread tubers, and I have been at their best targeting him with harassment ring for a prolonged period of time. And the harassment, there's more information on like what exactly he did to KRAUT. I'll let the other YouTubers take care of that. I'll just deal with this now. Because of this, become completely obsessed with this idea of obtaining revenge, which he believes that I and these bread tubers have done him, and the level of obsession is probably not going to go away on its own. He's definitely keeping tabs on him, but no more, no less than the other commentary community YouTuber. I don't speak for any other YouTubers except the ones when they reach out to me to come on the podcast or something. And I refuse almost all the source requests. Very recently, I've started to accept podcast appearance and put my own preference from working aside them. Because talking about the Gaza genocide is much more important than that. I'm not in regular communications with any other YouTubers at all outside of business-related stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. KRAUT and I mutually, let's say, KRAUT and I have mutually beneficial indirect business relationship as we use each other's context as springboards for ideas we argue against. Or directly respond to him. If anything, it's good for me when he makes more videos, not less. Yet he believes he's being silenced by me. Well, if you told you've been you're under investigation for hacking, doxing, and all that, you might think that it's kind of the other way around. Hey, accuse your enemy of what you're doing. During the last 7 months, KRAUT is so obsessed over me. The only times I was even aware of him is because I was told by others that he was posting about X about me. I made 2 videos on my second channel, exclusive response to the things that he said about me. One reaction to him spamming my photos on Twitter. Another time is him defaming me as a pedophile. That's quite the opposite, by the way. By posting fake Sharon Drew Pavlu tweet. Not once did I initiate any of these spats, and the rest he was saying that was completely ignored. I want you to remember that he's accusing KRAUT of making him look like a pedo. Just remember that in the future. Not in the show, but in the future. The gang stalking narrative can be debunked easily by looking through my Discord, which anybody who spends $1 can freely access. And I'm sure the KRAUT has already done. He's dedicated initially all of his time to stalking me for once. So, this is how you flip the tables on it. If, you're looking into something, if you find out something about somebody, that's doxing. If you collect data on somebody, it's stalking. The typical left-wing to turn any kind of criticism or any kind of action towards them is something criminal. I thought about making this video in response. I thought I'd make this video in response to his video on Chomsky. Once Chomsky dies, as framing a device to discuss how Chomsky is a pretty complicated figure who is both reviled in pro-Western ideologues while he's not being. That's all political bullshit. I don't care about that. KRAUT became diluted after I made a video refuting him. I started by spamming Twitter about a supposed gang stalking group that I was running, trying to run him off of YouTube and ruin his life. That's it. Hi there. This is 2024 December. Hi there. You lovely little 14-year-old. You want to be a real man? Come join me in my Discord in the culture committees where we planned our online gang stalking of people like Hassan Piker doesn't like. I mean, obviously speaking, I'll pick I'll pick the bugs from my beard and eat them if you're being a good boy. So he's making fun of them. Yeah, and the fact that he tries to attract kids to his movement. This is not criminal behavior. I just want to make
zero maxing. I do like that one, Adams.
Yeah, I know. KRAUT's pretty cutting. I just want to make history videos, but for 2 years I had to continuously deal with the commies trying to drive me off the internet and rile up the mob. I can back them up on that too. I'm done being nice. Jules, why don't you just go back to your corner of the internet and leave me in peace and do my thing? I'm sure BADEMPANADA made another video on how Stalin did nothing wrong for you. I don't know. He sounds like a pretty funny responses to me. Debate Tel Aviv, Dresden, pussy. That sounds familiar. When you get near these guys. Jesus Christ.
Wait, go back to the other one.
Yeah. What happened?
Read the tweet just underneath.
Here?
The picture of him.
Here?
No, the one right above that.
Here? What do you thought? Here?
Yeah, what KRAUT was saying.
I'd say
in response to debating him.
I don't know what you're talking about. You're confusing the fuck out of me. Hold on. This led to KRAUT. The one what?
The tweet that says, "Oh, Hamas raped a bunch of babies and kids now." Okay, where's the video evidence of it? I was looking to jerk off anyways.
That's funny. Yeah, nice guy. Crazed, nice kook. This led to KRAUT, despite the fact being barely talked about him, except to refute a few videos where he made posting incredibly defamatory fake screenshots to accuse me of crimes against children. Well, I would stay tuned for that. KRAUT then openly and proudly admitted to the fact that he was collaborating with the Argentine far-right groups to spend the previous year attempting to dox me. On one of the, I'm sorry, if you're wanted somewhere and somebody calls the cops on you, that's not doxing or swatting. That's telling the cops he's over there. Let's see. Far-right groups spend my previous time. One of them actually showed up to my house and tried to kill me. Yeah, that's totally believable. Even coordinated with the IRL. Hello, blah, blah. I told you I was told that you were doxxed and harassed by BADEMPANADA. I would like to reach out to you and ask you if you could share the information with me and what happened. That sounds like research. Hello, so-and-so. Then he writes something. It's probably the same fucking thing in Spanish. Look at he's stalking me. No, he's trying to find your victims and talk to them so he can put a video together or help other YouTubers. This led to KRAUT, despite the fact I barely talked about him and expected to refute a few videos, posting incredibly defamatory information. Well. So here he makes his case. But have I got something interesting for you? Do I want to do this? Yeah, I think I'm going to do this. Hang on a second. You know what? I'll make it a little secret because I think this is going to be used in somebody else's. I'm going to read an email. I'm going to read an email that was sent to KRAUT after from BADEMPANADA that was sent to him. That was sent to him after the charges got just obliterated. Hi, Joseph. I did not swat you. Did I? Maybe I did. Maybe I did the doxing, huh? I think it's well known who his name is. I did not swat you. You gave me some legitimate reason to believe that you were hacking and attempting, attempting to hack my accounts, in an attempt to develop my private information, and posted a very public threats against me. He did not. They were dismissed. I'm relieved to hear that you apparently denied that you were really engaging in this behavior when questioned, which contradicts what you stated publicly. I have no issue with you as a person. I just think your videos suck. Well, that's not true. Like everything we just read, you have a real issue with you. He's supposedly doxing and stalking you. I will not apologize for taking basic measures to protect myself, like filing a police report when you publicly made such statements. But I hope you're doing better now than you were at that time. I would prefer, listen to this, I would prefer to not have to talk about this publicly. As you will know that I've refrained from doing so from this point because I legitimately never did any of the things you claimed I did, and I have no wish to embarrass or divulge any of your personal info. He threatened him by releasing any of the files I received from the prosecutor's office in this case. So he's basically told him, I'll release your personal info to the public, which I think is out there. He's been doxxed 10 times over, right? If you tell people that I swatted you, which I did. That's so funny. I do not intend to make a video about this. So, I mean, he knows that he fucked up at some fucking level. You know, I do not intend to make a video about this. As far as I'm concerned, the matter is done. Unless you're making something bigger. So he's fucking threatened him.
I will dox you if you accuse me of doxing
I'll dox you if you show the public what this is, what was done. You know? It's far bigger than it actually mischaracterized housing. I did not engage in a legal process for the sake of finding personal info like what Ethan Klein is doing. I did it because you made public statements implying that you committed crimes against me. So that's basically, yeah, I'm looking into this. I'm looking into that. I, of course, might respond to your videos again in the future, but just when I did so previously, I critique your work. Now he's trying to act like he's just like a commentary YouTuber, and perhaps with some petty insults thrown in. Not that I intend harm in your personal life. It sounds like he's backing off. Well, I don't think that's going to be the case. In fact, here's the thing: if KRAUT were to not respond to this in any meaningful way, there's just no telling. Like he could call, like, wow, I told him not to say anything about me calling the Vienna police, and he didn't. Then he's going to send, hey, you know what? How about this? How about you send me some money, or I'll release your shit. Because if you can get him not to talk about this, so this is all coming out pretty damn soon.